Okay. Welcome all of you, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods. Thank you all for joining this day 6 session. And thanks to our Guru Brahmashi Patriji, and thanks to our master Tarkom Siradarian, and all the masters, whoever is helping us with all the wisdom. Thank you, thank you. Let me start sharing the screen. Yeah, so let us learn a bit more about karma today. So, masters, we are discussing about emotional body. So, emotions play a vital role in our progress. So, what kind of emotions we are holding on to? So, each and every one of us has to have a look. So, we need to pay attention to our emotions. It's not that emotions are something we need to be ignored. So, we haven't dealt our emotions for so long so that they become so much denser, so much heavier. So our mind generates thoughts. So when you take a thought, those thoughts will not have much weight to them because they just took birth from the mind. So they are lightweight, featherweight. But to those thoughts, we attach our feelings depending upon our interests, our opinions, our understandings, our learnings. We'll attach our feelings. So feelings we are attaching means we are giving our energy to those thoughts. And if the energy is becoming much more bigger, if you are giving more energy towards it, the more the energy is given to any particular thought, it transforms into an emotion. So emotions are heavyweight. So thoughts transform into feelings, feelings will transform into emotions, masters. So today, if you are struggling with any emotion, it's not that something that has come now. We kept ignoring certain things that we have to deal with, our emotions, from long times. And we keep rethinking about the same thing again and again. Sometime back, some incident has happened, but we just kept replaying that emotion, that incident, that situation in our mind continuously. And that adds more energy to it. And we feel more about it and we grieve for it. We don't want to feel that emotion. We don't want to be with that emotion. We want to come out of that emotion. But what we do is we just keep playing that emotion again and again. The same incident, same situation. We keep repeating them in our brain, just like we play a DVD repeatedly. So we stick to some things or many of the things that we don't want. We want to make changes in our life. We want to come out of that struggles, that sufferings, that pains, that emotions. But if we are not letting those emotions go, we are just sticking to them more and more by just replaying them. So how those emotions will go away? So no emotion is wanting to stay with you actually. No thoughts are wanting to stay with you. But we are the ones who is holding on to them, holding on to our emotions, feelings. So the more the energy you are giving to those thoughts, they eventually transform into heavier emotions, denser emotions. It becomes a burden over a period of time. You will not be having any control over them. So this we must understand, masters. So we only given those emotions that much strength, that much energy, that it is overpowering us now. So what we have to do is we have to take our power back. So it is not a easy task, but it is not impossible task, friends. So we have to realize that thing. We have to put efforts. Knowingly or unknowingly, we do so many things and we accumulate so many emotions by not dealing them, by just ignoring them. So it is the time now. We should pay attention to our emotions. We should listen to them, what they are trying to convey us, why we are struggling with them, why we are fighting with them. So we need to listen to the emotions. They speak to us. For that, we need to calm down. We need to silence ourselves. We need to go into complete silence. Then those emotions will speak to us. It is again, emotions itself is a very, very big subject, masters. So that is why we have to pay attention what kind of emotions we are carrying. If you are having good emotions, positive emotions, healthy emotions, those will uplift our soul. Those will help us grow in our journey, evolve from one state to another state, to the next state, next level. Those will make our lives peaceful, happier, beautiful. But if those emotions are not healthy, then those will lead to destruction of our own selves. They will destroy us because we just keep repeating them continuously in our minds. So we stuck at particular place. There will not be any growth at all. Forget about growth. We'll just degrade ourselves, downgrade ourselves. We come down from our path. We lose our control. We lose our confidence. We lose our character. We lose our qualities. We lose our strength. So we develop weakness. So that's why it is really, really difficult to come out of the emotions. It's not that much easy because we have so much into those emotions. So it is our responsibility to put efforts and come out of them. We have to shift our focus continuously. We need to keep working upon ourselves. Acknowledge your emotions. We have to go through a long process with them. So what we do mostly is whenever something is not right, we just try to avoid it by just focusing our attention to something else. So we need to take responsibility for each and every emotion within us, and we need to work upon them. We need to work with our emotions, but we are fighting with emotions. That's why they keep growing. Actually, we have to work with them. Those are our emotions. We have to accept that fact. We have to be completely okay. We have to accept whatever has happened, whatever was there, knowingly or unknowingly, whatever was done. It's done. It's over. It is time for us to come out of it. It's time for us to move forward. Learning lessons is important, but we are just sticking to those experiences. We are clinging to those experiences. Those are hurting us. We still hang on to them. So it is no one that is causing us harm, no one that is causing us trouble, no one that is causing us suffering. Our own selves. We are only creating our own reality with our thoughts, feelings, emotions, deeds. So, friends, it is very, very important understanding our emotions, acknowledging our emotions, accepting our emotions. Everything will come down. Only thing is we need to keep observing, we need to keep listening. It takes time, definitely. It's not that simple thing, just like playing a movie and watching for 2 hours. It takes time. So we need to build our own strength. So these are the tough times that we have to build our own strength from our inner, from our core. It's not the strength that comes from anywhere else. Nobody can give you any help at all. Anyone can give you suggestion. What has to be done, some guidance. But it is your own responsibility to come out of your own emotions. Okay, Master. So let us move on. So if we keep discussing, there is so much to understand about emotions. And the third one is our mental body, condition of our mental body, our mental state. So this mental state is nothing but depending upon our thoughts, what kind of thoughts we are entertaining, what kind of thoughts we are giving our energy to. Depending upon that, our mental state will be there. So if you are entertaining good thoughts, beautiful thoughts, thoughts that are helping others, thoughts that bring light to others' lives, to your own life, then your soul evolves. But if you have any evil thoughts, any negative thoughts, any jealousy, or cheating others, all these kind of thoughts, or cunning, so anything that is not helping the soul to grow, if you keep thinking about them, you become that. Because what we think we become, what we eat we become, what we emote we become, what we hear we become, what we speak we become. So friends, it is not easy thing to understand all these things. We may be thinking how it could be possible, how I will become what I am speaking, how I become what I am listening, how I become what I am eating. If you just go back and rewind your life, you'll be able to understand all those things. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the food you are giving to yourself matters. What you put in, you become that. Because whatever you are eating, it is farming your body. It is helping your body to sustain, either in a healthy way or in a disastrous way. Similarly, mind as well. What kind of thoughts we are entertaining? What kind of feelings, what kind of emotions we are having? So we create our own reality means this one only. So understanding life is very, very important, masters. It's not that simply just living life without knowing anything, without understanding anything, without paying attention what is happening, how it is happening, why it is happening, or why am I like this. So these are all things we need to question ourselves. So we need to make sure our thoughts are beautiful, our thoughts are pure, our thoughts are having always positive thoughts. Those are positive. Our thoughts should be such a way that should be helping our own self and others as well. You cannot think about, if you think about yourself in a negative way, that is also wrong only. It is causing trouble. You are creating karma. Though you are doing it to yourself, no one is getting affected. You may be thinking no one will be getting affected. No. Eventually, everyone will get affected. We're all connected. Whoever is with you will be suffered definitely if you are not in a righteous way. Whoever is going to be with you, whoever is going to work with you, they will definitely get trouble, isn't it? So it is our own responsibility to be having good thoughts, pure, pure thoughts, healthy thoughts. So what we are putting in, we become that. So it is very, very important that we pay attention to these things. And whatever we are seeing every time with our naked eyes, we may be thinking that this is what it is happening. Maybe, but it is actually not that way that happens things. Suppose if you take a guru, he never behaves the same way with each and every person. Because each and every person has a different perspectives, different ways of working, different ways of living, different ways of understanding. Some will understand by just telling, they just follow. Some will not understand. You need to shout at them. Then only they will do things. They will learn things out of fear. For some of them, it will not work out. You have to beat them because they are not still ready to understand things in a better way. That is the only way they can understand things, by just getting beating. So in Mahabharata, Krishna says, Arjuna asks question, if the person is not knowingly doing things, he doesn't know what he is doing, then why he has to be get punishment? Krishna says that if one is not ready to learn things, if one is not ready to follow the dharma, if one is not ready to take responsibility, then the only way to treat him, to bring him into light, is by beating them. That is kindness. So we think that kindness is, he beautifully explains that thing, okay? So we think that kindness is just showing some love. to someone, right? So we know love means just pampering or giving some rightful things in a beautiful way. But to bring them into light, certain actions has to be taken. That is also love. Out of love, it will be taken. That is also called kindness. A beautiful explanation given by Krishna. So friends, it is important for all of us to understand. A guru will tell some of the people in a positive way, in a nice way. But to some people, he will shout at them for their own good. He doesn't expect anything in return, friends. But for their own good, he will treat some of them in a nice way because they need to be told in a soft way. So he will tell them softly. So to certain people, it has to be in a harsh way. It has to be in a shouting manner. Only then he puts some effort. Eventually that brings him into light. And some people, Guru has to beat them. So the Guru's intention here, if you see, to bring each and everyone to the light, to do something good for them. So the motive behind that is for the higher cause. Though the way he shows is different, but the intention behind that is different. So we need to be such a way. So there is a difference between being and showing. We don't show anger. we we become angry. Okay, we are in that being state when we are shouting at someone most of the times, isn't it? We don't show anger. We become angry persons. Whereas showing anger is different. Being in that anger state is different. So this is something we need to understand. So if you are showing something for someone with a good cause, with a good intention, then it doesn't have karma. It is for the higher cause. It is for the higher good. But just by being in that state, angry state, if you are doing something, then you will have the effects of it. So we need to understand this thing clearly, masters. So being, showing, both are different. So by just looking at what we are seeing, we cannot simply say, oh, he is treating them very badly. By just looking at it, we will say that. But who knows what's the intention behind it? We don't know those two persons. We just see the situation and say that this is what is happening. But the intention behind it, the spiritual cause behind it might be completely different. So that's why we should be careful and we should be understanding situations. Only when we raise our consciousness, we'll be able to see things as they are, not as we are. When we see things as they are, there won't be judgment. But when we see as we are, we judge them. That's why we are stuck with our judgmental mindsets. Yeah. So fourth one is soul growth state. So for a soul to grow, there are three things to understand. First one is the service that we do to others. Second one is the self-renunciation, means leaving the egoistic state, leaving our ego, our pride. And third one is how much joyful we feel when somebody is going through a great success. So how much joyful we feel for others' success, for others' happiness, for others' joyfulness. Anything that is good happening for others. So how much joyful we feel inside. So these three things helps a soul to grow. So service means not any kind of service, masters. Social service, yes. In this physical world, in this society, we need the social service. That is good. But for a soul, spiritual service is needed. For a soul to evolve, soul to grow. You are creating a good karma there with social service. You are creating a good karma, but still you are bound by that karma. So there won't be any karma only when you don't expect anything in return. Without expecting, if you are doing anything, and if it is helping other souls, then your soul grows. So the kind of service that we have to develop, we have to cultivate is spiritual service. Even when we are speaking, when we are thinking, when we are imagining, when we are doing anything. So each and everyone has the right to do this spiritual service, masters. And it's not that easy to do spiritual service. Not everybody can do that. Because first of all, one has to understand the soul. One has to understand the soul knowledge. One who doesn't know about soul knowledge, one who doesn't understand the soul, can never enter into this soul path, into this spiritual service. Because if one has to do a spiritual service, what Master was telling is they should have done so much sacrifices in their past lives. Because that is the test for a soul to do this spiritual service. So if you want to become a great spiritual server in this world, you should have done so much of sacrifices and you should have proven yourself in your past lives with that kind of service. For service, you do anything without thinking anything at all. If somebody is asking us some 100 rupees, we think that whether we have enough money with us. If I have anything left out, yeah, I will give. But if I don't have enough for myself, will I be able to give that? That is what we do. We say that no, I don't have, right? Whereas the spiritual person who is ready for service, he just give it. Just an example I was telling, but it is in terms of a spirituality. The service has to be. So for doing that spiritual service, to make other souls evolve, grow, if you are sacrificing anything in your life, then you are eligible for the spiritual service. So we have to, each and every one of us has to prove ourselves that we are ready for the great spiritual service. So if you see so many masters, they are doing so much of spiritual service in this world right now. So they all have actually gone through so much in their past lives. They transformed themselves. So much of beauty they accumulated with their service, with their sacrificial services. by being selfless. So when we do this service, spiritual service, so one will strive through great transformations. So much of beauty they accumulate, so much of love, so much of joy, so much of goodness, righteousness, freedom, and helping so many souls in their lifetimes. And they keep evolving towards light. So irrespective of any challenges. So if we have any challenge in our lives, we will not be able to do any help to others because we are stuck within our own lives. We are stuck with ourselves. Whereas selfless means, irrespective of any challenges that you are going to face, you are still going to do that service. For you, the service becomes first. You put yourself also later. You become completely selfless. You may lose so many things. You may lose your family, your job, your money, your property, everything, whatever you own, you may lose completely. You may lose everything, but still you do the service without regretting. That kind of sacrificial service one has to do. Then they'll be promoted to the next level. So we all know about Jesus Christ, how much he has sacrificed, isn't it? He has done for a greater cause. Everybody knows in this world, isn't it? He is such a great, great, great master. So he was official title, he was given hierarch, and he is serving at the greater levels now. So don't think, master, don't think that this is the only plane. This is the only earth that we live and we end life here. This is just part of our journey. This is just the beginning. Once we complete the journey here, that becomes just the beginning to start another at the next level. So life never ends. Journey never ends. Learning never ends. Soul keeps progressing. It is eternal. There is no ending, infinite. Okay, masters. So let us pass the discussion here. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all, masters. So if you have any questions, anything to share, you can share, masters. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Daksha madam, for your wonderful message. We create our own reality. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
One more thing, Master, that you said about judgmental, like I didn't understand the judgmental, that you judge others when you see, compare with yourself, is it? Or
1 minute. It is Saroj madam, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, madam. Can you please repeat the question?
No, I said that you said talk about the judgmental. When
Yeah.
you compare yourself with other person, then you think become judgmental. But if you accept them as they are, then there is no judgment. Is that right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. We actually bring comparison. If you are doing that comparison for our own progress, then it is good. If you are comparing yourself with a person who is at next level, he has reached that level. Now I have to reach to that level. So you should be having that kind of comparison, which will uplift you to the next level. So that kind of comparison we should be having.
Otherwise,
So
how is
that is a
judgment?
righteous way of looking at things, looking at the existence. Whereas when we keep, as I explained in that experience, so by just looking at something, if you're just coming to an opinion. Okay, this person is good, this person is bad. We don't know why those two are fighting. Who has done what? We don't know. So by just looking at, we'll not be able to understand. Even somebody is trying to harm us. Somebody has done some cheating with us, some damage to us. We cannot simply say he is a bad person. Who knows what we have done to them some time back. So we immediately come to the judgment because we see things as we are. That is what we are. We are judgmental because with our own limited understanding, limited perspective, limited knowledge, limited soul growth. So we are judgmental. So we exhibit what we are. We express what we are. Only that much we know. So that is what I meant actually. Judgment means that we express what we are. We have to grow to the next level where we see things as they are. When we are able to reach to that state, then there will not be any judgment at all. We see them as they are. That's okay. Whatever is there, it is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Bhaiya. Is
Hope
that
I answered your question, madam.
Shraddha Devi Jase? Hare Krishna?
Yeah. Sorry, who is speaking?
Shraddha Devi. Shraddha
Okay.
Devi. Shraddha. Okay, let me.
Yeah. Can you turn on your camera, please? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That is that when we saying judgment, it can be come from jealous or progressive for yourself as well. Can be comparison.
It can be jealous. In jealous also, it is possible. Because jealous, why we get jealous? Okay, so they are getting more attention than me.
Yeah, that's.
You are again comparing. You are bringing judgment again there.
Or some kind it can be like material thing. They got more than me.
Yeah. It can be in any way. It need not be materialistic. It can be spiritual also. Suppose you are also teaching, they are also teaching, but they are getting more appreciation, more acknowledgement than you, and they are getting more visibility than you. Then there also jealousy comes. So, masters, one more important thing here is that this jealousy, pride, all these things, don't think that these are only limited to physical plane. Even in spirituality also, we have this kind of spiritual jealousy, spiritual judgments, all these things still there. So there also we will be having so many challenges that we have to overcome. Those are all the testing times for all of us. So in spirituality, how we are doing.
Okay. So is
Yeah.
that when we say comparison, can be positive way as well, like somebody doing it like for example, somebody doing the 5 mile of the japa, and I think, oh, if that person can do it, I can do as well. I can do
Yes.
my bit.
Yeah. That's what I am telling.
Yeah.
There is a righteous way of doing things. You
Yeah.
can compare with others, which will uplift you to the next level.
That's what I
As
want.
an inspiration, you can take that comparison. Inspiration means what basically? You compare yourself. Okay, he has done so much, he has achieved so much. Why can't I do that? Let me try doing that. Let me at least start working towards that.
Yeah, that's the right word I was looking for. Like
Yeah,
for
right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything.
Basically,
We need everything, masters. We need the analysis. We need the comparison. We need the judgment. But everything in a righteous way to uplift our soul for the higher causes. If you are doing in the righteous way, everything is perfect.
Okay.
does that mean focus to the higher goal?
Yes.
That's short and
Yeah.
sweet.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maithili madam, can you please unmute and ask yours?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for a wonderful session. Very useful information, and I have been following your session for the past few weeks, for a week now. And today you spoke about emotions and healthy emotions and not so healthy emotions, and how to acknowledge it and accept it and all that. For the benefit of somebody new who's joined here today for the meditation, and Could you give a little bit, could you give an example and then perhaps go through that? Because when you say acknowledge and accept and all that, it is okay for people who have already attended so many satsangam, we know. But for somebody new, maybe they just wouldn't know. So maybe practically, how can you do that? If you can just explain with one example, maybe how to deal with it, that would be very helpful, because one of my friends has just joined. And
Okay. I will give my own experience. It is a bit lengthy, but I will cut short and I will try to put it in a shorter way. So, if you see, some time back, I was going through one kind of rejection in my life. Okay, I loved one person, but they rejected me. I couldn't take up that rejection. Okay, it happened once, twice, thrice. So anything, if you're not learning, it keeps repeating. It is called pattern. Okay, so whatever we are about, whatever we should be learning, if you are not learning, that experience keeps coming in one or the other way.
Okay.
It is called pattern experience. So because it kept repeating, first time I didn't affected much. Only the sadness was there. Okay, because I didn't give much energy to it. But second time when it has repeated, so it creates some psychological disadvantage as well. Okay, we feel little low because it repeated the same thing. So I give more and more thinking towards it. So it added more and more energy towards it.
Okay.
So I struggled a lot to accept that because I'm not ready to accept it. I'm not okay with it. So I struggled. I gone through so much struggle. And again, it has repeated third time. This time what happened? It is not me who loved. It is the other person who loved me. But in the end, it was again dropped back. Okay, things turned out in another way. That is a heartbreak. So that's what I was yesterday telling, right? So something I developed within me so much that I didn't dealt with. It became like a so much rock inside, and all of a sudden I came across some situation where I couldn't take it. So it became a heartbreak for me. So I was completely down. I was into depression, and I was struggling. In fact, I am thankful to that experience because that is the one actually which helped me to start looking within me. I came to meditation in 2010 masters, but I never did meditation till 2017 regularly. Occasionally, hardly I can count on my fingers how much time or how many times I have done meditation in those 7 years.
Okay.
But in 2017 is when I went through this heartbreak. That is when I wanted to come out of it.
Okay.
That is when I started my inner journey. And that is when I read so many books. Seth Vijnanam, whatever I have taken some time back. And after that, Karma also. So even I don't read books before that. Okay. Not even a newspaper. So after coming to meditation, that is when I started my actual inner journey in 2017. And it took me almost 2 years, whole journey to come out of it completely. And I was putting so much conscious efforts to keep telling myself, whenever that emotion is popping up, keep telling myself, I am okay. I am okay with it. It is not easy at all, masters. It takes a lot of effort. You struggle to say, you know, I struggle to utter even a single word in those moments. I'm very having a low self-esteem in those times, and I won't speak much. And when I was going through all this struggle, I can't utter even a word, even a word. By just thinking about it, I struggle a lot, so much so much pain, so much suffering that comes out. But I don't like crying out in front of everyone. But when I was alone, I cry out completely, every day, each and every day. It's not just one day, masters. Each and every night I have cried. I cried so much. So whenever this emotion is popping up, I just allowed it to happen. I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And I keep telling myself, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That is the way I trained myself. I trained my body, my mind, my thoughts, my emotions. I started accepting. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Beginning, I failed to accept it.
Okay.
First, I told to myself, I am okay.
So accepting is the key. Acceptance is the key.
Yeah. Before accepting, you have to be okay with that
Yes.
situation, with that experience.
Yes.
That itself took me so much time.
Mm.
After that, again, accepting it takes some time. Once you start accepting it, then life happens to you. You allow the life to happen.
Mm.
Once you allow the life to happen, then that emotion starts speaking to you. Then you'll be able to understand things. By that time, I was already into that inner journey. I already half the way. So I was able to come out of it. It's not that easy. Again, I'm telling the first 6 months to 1 year, it is lot and lot of struggle, masters. With my own experience only, I'm taking all these sessions.
So
Yeah.
that means you have trained your own brain.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You have trained your own brain and thoughts.
Yes.
Yes, that is how we all grow.
Check.
Because my way of learning is by taking that I am not getting the right word.
Like you just
In
very, very
Tamil,
honest.
in Tamil, we will say that அடி வாங்கிதா தெரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும்.
ஆமா.
I didn't
So I
understand
go
that.
through the pain, then only I will come out of it.
Yeah.
I experience it.
But
That experience helps me to come out of it.
yeah.
Otherwise, you also
I have chosen the
thankful.
hard way.
Yeah. So in a way, from what you're explaining, in a way, this hardship that you went through has been beneficial to you to
Obviously.
spirituality.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. We think that whenever we are going through so much struggle, so much suffering, we think that that is the bad phase of our life, worst phase of our life. But if you look back and see, that is the one instance that has changed you a lot, that has helped you to transform yourself a lot.
Yes.
So basically, when there is a hardship is there, then you get challenges, and
Yes.
challenges make you grow.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
In other words, just we can say you've been very, very fortunate as well. And your spirituality somewhere there buried underneath, it just slowly came out bit by bit. But some people not lucky enough to get this positivity to come and stand in front of them, give them courage to stand up. So yeah,
it is actually, instead of lucky, I cannot say it is about luckiness. It's about how strong you want to stand for yourself.
how strong you want to.
That is what makes the difference.
I suppose you got the strength, master, from meditation and book reading and things.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what's
Yeah, I think, see, I won't say this is just my own strength. I have the blessings of my parents, my gurus as well,
Right, yeah.
who helped me to come into meditation and all. Definitely, they all their blessings were there with me, so I was able to come out of the hardship.
Yeah.
So definitely, masters, it's not just we may be thinking that it's our own strength, it's our own ability that has put you into a good shape. No, there is so much of blessings, so much of strength that was given to you that you may not be aware actually.
I don't understand how much you agree with that. Sometimes when we say where there is medicine doesn't work, prayer does work.
Yes.
Blessing works.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you have
medicine
to
is
work for
again,
yourself.
Master, there is a completely different
Yeah, it's
concept.
different.
I'm just
Because the first and foremost important point that attracted me into this meditation with the PSSM is first thing is the be with your breath.
Yes. Mhm.
And by hearing that word, I had that intuition that we start our life as with the first breath and ends with the last breath. So this whole journey is connected with the breath. So that point I connected. Second point I loved and liked very much is no doctor, no medicine.
yeah.
Again, that's a huge subject, and if you want to understand, we can have another session. But yeah,
Anyway,
prayers definitely they do work, but having spiritual sense makes much more difference. How
But
much you believe in prayer, that makes the difference.
yes.
But at the end of the day, you have to work for yourself. You have to find your own.
Correct.
You have to find your own where
way.
you want to go. Yeah, and
Yeah,
where you
it's
are
not
going
about
wrong.
depending upon
No,
others and all,
blessings.
prayers,
No,
blessings and all.
no,
You
you
should put
can't.
your own effort.
Efforts,
When you
yes.
put your effort, automatically the whole universe will stand for you, will give you
Very
help for
true.
you. It will help you.
Thank you so much, Master.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Your experience. We really appreciate that because you know, when I asked for some example, you gave your life as an example.
Yeah, because
Really,
that's
I'm sure, you know,
example with my own experience, I can explain it better because
Yeah.
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 thank you.
Our experience when we were young, we didn't learn anything really. This for spiritual or anything. Because our parents, now I'm learning, now I'm understanding, but not when we were young.
That's
You
fine,
said,
madam. That's all right. Now you are
you said your parents was like that and this, but
yeah, because my parents started their meditation
that's
journey.
right, yeah.
After them, I started the journey. So definitely their blessings were there. I believe that.
Right. But in this age, I'm learning everything.
We
It's
think
good.
that
It's good.
don't look at this physical age, master.
Yeah.
There may be many things to understand behind it. Don't worry about this age you are learning, but you are here today, so you be happy with that.
I think just
But
we all
it's
had a
difficult,
difficult time.
No, it helps you with your next life, definitely. Because next life you start with whatever you left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we all had a one or the other way difficult time in our life, somewhere,
Yeah,
not
that's
somewhere.
right.
Like,
Yeah, you are actually, see, we are actually preparing ourselves for the next
yeah,
incarnation, next experiences.
like, yeah, I had a really, really hard time, and I was finishing this life, and this is my second birth. From 2022, I was completely finished. But all the prayers and blessings and everything just lift me up. I became disabled. I became like bedridden. Everything. Now I'm on my feet. With
Oh,
the
Wow.
prayers and
thank you. Good,
Great,
good.
That's
great to know
good.
you,
That's
madam.
good.
Thank you very much. I think probably
Thank
we
you.
have
Good
one
night.
session with you to share your experiences, definitely.
Thank you.
so much for your
Thank
blessing.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all once again,
Thank
masters.
you.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Good night, everyone.
Happy night, all of you. We'll connect tomorrow.
Good night. Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Good night.